So I'm with my Shihan, Tak Shihan. I saw a lot of you guys talked about Kyokushin in my comment section, and some of you guys don't know the type of karate I do. So I'm here to introduce what I do with my Shihan. Yay! So could you introduce yourself, Shihan?
Yes, my name is Taku Nakasaka. I started Kyokushin Karate when I was 15 years old. In 1982, I was in Japan. I was born and grew up in Hokkaido Prefecture, Sapporo, city of Sapporo, and I found the Kyokushin Dojo. We trained about 8 years in Japan, and age 23, I came to United States, and I also looked for Kyokushin same style karate, and I luckily found it, and I restart my Kyokushin journey in Los Angeles.
And you fought in world tournament and then you stayed until the last day.
I did fight a world championship tournament in 1995 as a U.S. representative fighter. Yes.
Kyokushin Karate was really popular, especially back in 90s or 80s. So how was it like back in time?
Yes, to be more specific, Kyokushin Karate was so popular or became popular in 70s because of there was a manga comic book that introduced Kyokushin Karate as a documentary, and there were documentary movies, TV programs, and all those media was following Kyokushin. So that within a really short time period in Japan, it became so popular. So a lot of people in like teenage and the 20s start Kyokushin Karate in Japan. That was in 70s, and I joined 82, which it was still really popular. So many new people were like coming in every day.
Well, thanks to your connection, I've been meeting a lot of legendary Shihan, which is Yamake Shihan, Soshi Iwasaki, everyone. And they all told me back in time the training or class was completely different. And now you joined in 80s when you started from white belt. How was it? What's the difference between now and back in time?
There are many things that's different. The way we practice is pretty much the same. But then maybe like how hardcore it was, including the training itself or the fighting itself, the kumite parts. The one of the reasons why, if I think of it now, the majority of the students was somewhere between like high school kids to like up to 25, 26 years old. I hardly saw anybody with 30 years and older unless those old-time senseis and shihans. And I hardly saw any kids. So basically somewhere like a young adult age people were training really hard and fighting really hard, which that's probably the biggest parts, a difference between today and back then.
I see. I recently did promotion test, as you guys know, and finally after 6 years of training pretty much, I got a brown belt, which is Shihan used to use this belt when you were 15 years old?
No, I received my brown belt when I was 17.
17. You guys, I talked about the promotion test, but what was the promotion test back in time? I've heard it was way harder than now.
Actually, the parts that were way harder was the kumite. Maybe because I was in Japan, maybe because only my dojo was that tough. I don't know, because I didn't know any other dojo. But back then, see, my dojo was the headquarters of the Hokkaido Prefecture. Testing day is like once 3 months. And that day, everyone from the whole Hokkaido, there were like a bunch of dojos, like 20, 30 dojos, I don't even remember.
Wow.
Everybody has to come to Sapporo to take the test.
Oh my gosh.
It's almost like in Southern California, the whole California state. It doesn't matter where you live, you have to come to Los Angeles headquarters and then you take the test.
That is
right?
crazy.
So I saw at least like 70, 80 people at the dojo. And maybe half of them were white belt, the beginners, testing for blue belt. So back then we didn't have an orange belt.
Right.
So from white belt, you become a blue belt.
White,
blue, yellow, green, brown, and
Wow.
black.
Well, there now the only difference is just orange. We have orange in the middle, but that's it. So, how was your white belt promotion test when you're 15 years old?
That was sensational because that was the first time I encountered belt testing in Kyokushin. I didn't know what to expect. So we did the basics, we did the strengths, which is push-ups and handstand and all that. And at the end, we did the kumite, which is fighting parts. So there were about, if I remember correctly, maybe about 10 black and brown belts. Like 6, 7 of them stand up in front, single file. And then we all, the other white belt, we all had to stand one of each in front of brown and the black belt.
That's way harder.
And
than now.
that is the kumite parts. As soon as we hear hajime, which means start fighting, within, I would say 5 to 10 seconds, every single white belt were on the floor. Either getting knocked out by a head kick or getting a stomach punch and then being on the floor and not be able to breathe. So that was the hard parts. So I was witnessing other white belts standing up, and then as soon as I hear hajime, within 5 to 10 seconds, everybody went down on the floor, and it was so shocking. And then my turn comes, they call my name, and I had to stand. And now I kind of knew what is gonna happen, but I don't know what kind of technique is gonna come.
Right.
And then, so my turn, I remember still today, really, really clear. Senpai Watanabe, the Watanabe senpai. I was about 15, I think he was about like over 30. But he was like a all-time black belt.
Oh wow.
Senpai Watanabe was the one who fought All Japan Championship in 1970s, right? So, as soon as I hear hajime, Watanabe senpai all of a sudden disappeared. But actually he just started spinning so fast that I didn't see it. And then the next moment I received so much shock from here, boom, to the temple. And then after that I have no memory. This is called Godan.
Godan,
The
5
fifth
strikes.
degree, yes.
So you have done 50.
So yes, in our organization, Kyokushin Karate, if you're gonna become a first degree, you have to fight 10 people. And then the second degree, you have to fight 20. So as you get, more rank, you have to fight more people. I mean, that's part of the test.
Yeah. And some people are asking, what's the difference between Shotokan and Kyokushin? Well, everything is pretty much different. What's the biggest difference? Maybe about sundome or?
Yes. Well, they say, I can't really speak on behalf of Shotokan or Gojuri or other style because
Right.
I've never trained. I only have trained Kyokushin. But what I know is usually the other style, when you have the competition, you actually don't strike. Your strike it has to be stopped right before you hit. And then the judge is the one who decide if that was effective or not. So our founder, Sosai Masoyama, who created the Kyokushin, he didn't like that the fact that the judge will be the decision maker. His opinion was, you never know if you're training hard enough, you receive attack, but it's not going to be effective. Or if you are hard puncher enough, then you could be like making it effective in one shot. So he wanted to make it so that we all need to actually attack each other and see if it's really effective or not. So that's pretty much the biggest part.
I see. So back in time, how long did it take to become a black belt? I guess depending on Shihan, dojo is very different.
Yeah, so when I was in Japan, my senpais and the people who train together, usually they took about 4 to 5 to 6 years to become a black belt.
Is it shorter than now? Because I see some senpai taking like 12 years or 15 years to get black
Well, I
belt
understand,
here.
but then that's all depend on how much you put into it. Like if you train once or twice a week, or versus if you're training like 6-7 days a week, that's a
Right.
different, right?
Yeah.
So, so you can't really go by how many years after you join,
Right.
but how much time you spend in
Yeah.
dojo,
How much
Yeah.
you put effort.
how much you put effort,
Also
what kind
not-
of activity you did.
Yeah. Also to contribution to organization itself. How much you go to classes. Your technique, kata, your cardio, strength. There's so many things.
Yeah, so many things. Yeah, just being an athlete part of it is just the one side. You just need to have a lots of different part to become a karateka.
Recently, a lot of martial arts are really, really popular. For example, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, MMA of course. But what's the great thing about our Kyokushin Karate?
Generally speaking, the martial arts, there's a difference between martial arts and sports. And of course, with all respect, with another art or the sports or the martial arts, my opinion, just my opinion, let's say you're into the fighting sports and you are a young fighter. So you train really hard and you fight as a professional fighter or whatever that is. Usually, what I see often is if you stop fighting as an active competitor, your training cycle or training style or how you connect to that sport will change big time. Maybe some of them become a trainer or the coach, or some of them like stay away. But then I think the karate practitioner, including myself or the most of the so-called ex-tournament fighters, we still stick with the dojo. We still put our gi on. We still train. Even if we don't apply for the next competition event, right? You don't compete with someone. We still be a practitioner. So that's the parts that I say that it is my life work. So I don't need to be a competitor in competition sports, but I can still train and learn karate. Which, because the martial arts is so deep, 10 years, even 20 years is not enough for you to understand completely. So I see the martial arts as a really deep, like really, really deep, and how do you say, not just the physical parts, but the philosophical parts too.
Right.
So I think that's the difference between karate or the Kyokushin Karate and other sports.
So it's been almost 45 years since you started Kyokushin Karate and you've been teaching here in Los Angeles. What's your biggest inspiration and motivation to continue this long time?
To me, the karate is life work. So in my mind, this is something that I don't quit until the day I die. It's so much fun to be training karate, and still today, like every time I practice, I find something new. So to me, I don't have like a particular motivation, like let's say, I wanted to be a champion, I wanted to be this, I wanted to be that, but it's just so much fun to be finding something new, and the new informations will change all my aspects, so that I need to start training differently because I found the new things that I found.
Anyway, thank you so much, Shihan.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. Us. And please go ahead and like and subscribe my channel, and please follow my black belt journey. I don't know how long it's gonna take.